The FBI looking for Gary. I said, they got you now, buddy. I said, they got you now. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chastity for Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 7, Episode 2. Okay, so look here. Gary was on the trailer for next week's episode saying that Andy a little ungrateful B word. She need to answer her phone. And the guy that works for him said, is she going to be a problem? And I said, wait, what they talking about? I said, what they did? How is Andy involved? But okay, on this episode, y'all, what did y'all think? Comment y'all thoughts down below before we get started. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get in contact with me, my email is in the description. If you want to support me, my store link is in the description as well. Okay, so look here. Gary got issues, y'all. Gary got issues. Gary said, listen, it's not what you think. Penelope caught him sniffing this girl underwear. He told her, it's not what you think. Keep your voice down. She told him that he's still obsessed with Andy. But look, what got me is the way he talked to her in the doggone elevator. I said, you better watch yourself. He ain't gonna have to worry about the FBI. Gary ends up telling Jordan that he has his support. They shake hands, all this other stuff. And I said, I said, that's so fake. Everybody faking. But when they got in the elevator, they was talking or whatever. She was telling him off. She was telling him off, and then he reversed it on her. He told her, get over it. And then he blamed her, told her it was her fault. Talking about, so you had a headache like you the first woman that ever had a headache. Then he proceeded to say a whole bunch of other stuff. Then told her, enjoy your time at my house by yourself. I said, what? I said, Gary ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. Then Sabrina over here, she drunk, so she wasn't listening to this man. He kept telling her he didn't want kids. He didn't want marriage. So she talking about something, so you gonna have a wife with no kids in the house? I said, he just said he didn't want no kids or marriage. But Sabrina and Danny was talking or whatever, and she suggested that maybe Danny's dreams was because of Preston, because of everything that happened with Preston. And Danny was she's still not over Preston, obviously. She not over the situation. She brought up how he wishy-washy and everything. I said, nah, you the one wishy-washy. She still didn't see or doesn't see where she went wrong. And I said, man, but I will say, we got to wait and see as the season progresses about this Tony guy. Did y'all hear that he has been up to a series regular? Has anybody heard if the rest of the boys have been up to a series regular too? Well, yeah, I was like, look, I ain't gonna start the roof for Tony yet. We gotta wait and see. Maybe Tony will be good for Danny. But yeah, Sabrina tries to convince Danny to go to therapy. She was against it until they went to this brunch and she talked to Fatima. Gary tells Hayden that he needs a place to stay. Look, they gave a look. Y'all know I did the video about they didn't mention what happened between Tamara and Hayden. They kind of mentioned it, but at the same time, not enough. But Gary came there. He said he needed a place to stay. Somebody, you owe me. I don't want to hire the what was it, the PI to find out the information about Tamara and all this other stuff. Also, not just the Tony situation about almost slowly starting a roof for Tony. We're going to wait and see about his character. But Hayden, I ain't going to set him a roof for him yet because, him and Fatima still beefing. But I said, do y'all think they writing Hayden to be different? I don't know. The fact that he was calling out what Gary was doing. Because, last season he was all for it. So, Gary started talking about, messing around with women and all this other stuff. Hayden said, I got work. He said, ain't you engaged? You engaged? He told me, so I just get her that ring to buy some time. And I said, do y'all think he putting this I had watched the movie one time. They was putting the money in those women names or whatever. Do y'all think that's what he doing? Is that why he talking about Andy need to answer the phone and the dude asked, was she gonna be a problem? I said, what? Because even when Hayden was telling Andy about Gary, he into something else aside from what he said. She was curious, so I was like, she don't know, right? But yeah, Gary said he only gave Penelope the ring to buy some time. Hayden said Tamara took all his good stuff. But what that mean? I said, what does that mean? Did she take all his good stuff in the divorce, or like she stole it, or she took it with her when she left? Like they just touched base on it a little bit. So then Gary started talking about Jordan. He talking about Jordan, whatever his last name is. And he's like, yeah, he running for office. He running for council or whatever. He talking about, so we gonna ruin him together. Hayden said, he said he don't go after nobody unless they mess with his women or something else he said. I think he said his money. I don't know. I said, is Hayden growing up? We gotta wait and see. But yeah, he wasn't on none of the stuff that Gary was on. Gary, I don't know what he got going on at this point. But yeah, Zach tells Fatima he's thinking about starting a trust fund for Michael. She was with it until he said Zach Jr. I said, so does that confirm that Karen having a boy? But yeah, once he said that about Zach Jr., her face, he didn't see her face because he was looking down or whatever. But her face said no, she was not on board with it. So she basically started telling him he need to get his stuff together. The baby not even there yet and all this stuff. And she got mad and went upstairs. And he could tell she was upset, but he didn't see why she was upset. Then what's crazy is I hope somebody upload the full trailer so I can drop that video tomorrow morning or whatever. But he playing with Fatima when he said that he had those flowers for Karen's grand opening? I said, mm, mm. I said, maybe he just playing with her. Maybe he got it for her, actually. I said, I would hope so. Look, at this point, I ain't saying, look, somebody had commented saying that we expect these folks to be having beef and stuff. No, but there's certain things you don't do. Didn't you see how she acted, how Karen acted when, what they said, give them an inch, they take a mile or something like that? I think I paraphrased. I think I messed that all the way up. I was like, we've seen how when he thought she passed away or whatever, and how he acted and how she acted because of how he reacted to the possibility that she was gone. So I was like, I hope he playing about these doggone flowers. Don't get this girl no flowers. Yeah, I said, does that confirm that Karen's having a boy or is that hypothetical? Hayden asked Andy, look, that's the scene that I was like, wait a minute now. Is they gonna make Hayden change or what? But Hayden asked Andy, he said, what's up with Gary? She was like, what do you mean? He said something seems off. He said he came by the house last night talking about he kept him up all night stuff. I said, look at Hayden. Look, I didn't even realize I got all these notes. This was a good episode or whatever. When they had went back to the brunch scene, I was like, wait a minute. I said, did I skip something? Because I was watching on the laptop, on the BET website. And sometimes it be skipping. So I'll be asking y'all if I be missing out on certain parts. But yeah, Hayden started spilling the tea on Gary. He said he don't even know. She said, ain't that your friend or whatever? He said, I don't even know him like that. He said, I don't even know what he does for a living. So she said it. And he's like, nah, I think he into something else. Andy told Fatima and Hayden that they need to squash their beef. They said, nah. They said, nah. I said, look, I was hoping they squash it. We got to wait and see. Karen ends up calling Sabrina. She's saying how she needed to apply for a personal loan because the business loan almost out. And, she's struggling. She got to take care of a baby and all this stuff. So Sabrina said she's going to come over and they're going to go over her options or whatever. And then Sabrina started talking about, kids and stuff. I had already seen a trailer where she's saying she's going to freeze her eggs. She's going to freeze her eggs. And she's telling, I think, the doctor or something. Excuse me. I think she's telling somebody that her partner doesn't want kids or whatever. I said, lady, this the worst thing you could do. When you want kids and stuff in marriage and he tells you what it is, then later on, let's say they've been together for some years, and you be like, oh, when you gonna propose or when you gonna have kids? He already told you what it was. You the one that act like he didn't. Yeah, I know that synopsis that said that Sabrina and Andy both deal with people at their jobs or whatever. I think we know based on this episode who Sabrina gonna be beefing with. The lady came in. She was like, "Oh, I overheard your conversation and all this stuff." At first, I thought that was the lady that Calvin left with. Look, I was like, "Wait a minute." Zach Fatima met up with Andy and she was going over, how they supposed to act, telling Fatima she need to make sure that she doesn't act a certain way with Heather because they all got to testify or, tell their side or whatever. And Zach revealed that he got pictures. He said he got pictures. He got the neighbor gonna give her side or whatever. And I said, yes, I was hoping they got pictures. I said, about time they don't abuse this. He said he also got hospital bills. I said, now how you get hospital bills? But look, I said, about doggone time, because I had just asked y'all last season. I just asked y'all. Yeah, that was, 2 weeks ago, maybe? I don't know. I forget. I asked y'all, did Fatima get photos when she went in the doggone bathroom or whatever? But yeah, they got photos. They got evidence, finally. So Andy asked Fatima and Zach when their wedding is. And they both was like, Zach seemed like he's ready. Fatima seemed like she's not. She seemed like she's not. Maybe the fact that he got all this going on with Heather as well as Karen is what putting her off or whatever. That's what it seemed like to me. But yeah, she said if Michael can go to a 2-parent household, then, they might rule in their favor. So she was like, I don't know, and everything. We'll talk about that later. They tried to ask her too. I said, look, is it because of everything you got going on? It's 3 months later. I said 3 months later, and we don't even know how much time it is on September because at this point it's confusing. It's confusing. So I said, look, they gonna the same thing I said about Sabrina and Rich. Well, Sabrina, because Rich already said what he wanted and didn't want or whatever. So I was like, look, they gonna be in the same situation because if you ain't ready to get married and he want to get married, y'all gonna have a problem. Y'all gonna have a problem. Like, how long you planning on waiting? Danny and Tony. Look, Tony, look, when he went there, when they showed him, he came on there talking he needs some copy paper or whatever. I said, I know he ain't about to do what I think. I know what that was on. I was just about to say, I seen that on another Tyler Perry show. It was on the Oval. Sharon and Kareem at the pharmacy. Y'all remember? The video is on Facebook, y'all. I look. I said they gonna get caught. I said, I know they got cameras. And then he was like, they ain't got cameras down there though. I said, look, Tony bold in a public place when the lady was just sitting right there. The lady was standing right there. But yeah, Danny ends up calling Karen and asking her if she want to do brunch. Karen declines or whatever. They was talking about, drinking and she can't drink. And she was telling her, you could still come. So look, that's how Fatima ended up getting invited. Because Karen didn't want to show up. Look, I don't know. Let me ask y'all. We gonna wait till we get to that part, y'all. The Maurice storyline, they need to give him a good storyline. Because at this point, why? I don't understand. You put him back at the bank or something. I said, look, why are they, it might as well took Maurice too. Look, might as well took Maurice off the show too, y'all. But the ladies at brunch, that's the scene I was talking about where I said it just jumped to this. So I was like, did I miss a part or whatever when they invited her? But yeah, they at brunch. So Annie started going on and on about Jordan and what they be doing and all this stuff. And they started talking about comparing Gary's with Jordan's and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know. Do y'all be doing that stuff? And I was like, I ain't telling you dilly freaking squat. But yeah, they started talking and everything. And Karen walked in and she saw them with Fatima and she left. She left or whatever. I mean, I get it because that would have been awkward if she would have went sit down or whatever. Ain't nobody got time. Hopefully they ain't still arguing back and forth. But from what it looked like, it's headed that way. But Fatima, they started talking about Danny nightmares and her going to therapy, and she was saying how she didn't want to go because he basically couldn't relate. And she reveals that it was a black lady that's her therapist or whatever. So she decided that she gonna actually try it. Sabrina asked them if they thought about marriage and kids, and that's how the topic came up about babies and stuff. Danny said, oh wait, I skipped over something. They started talking about it, and Fatima was like, yeah, she want at least 2 kids, but Zach already got 2 or whatever. Danny gonna say something. The baby might not be Zach's. I said, well, why Fatima acted shocked when she said that? I think we all knew that it was a chance the baby wasn't Zach's. We all knew, but Zach seemed convinced that it is. But yeah, I was like, why she acting shocked? I said, look, maybe she was just shocked that Danny said that out loud or whatever. Maybe that's the betrayal. Maybe Karen gonna find out what Danny said. Maybe that's what the betrayal gonna be, y'all. They started talking about paternity tests and all this stuff. Danny talking about, you need a paternity. Danny, look, oh no. See, look, brunch is one thing. It don't matter if it's the truth or not. If that's your best friend, one of your best friends, then why would you do that? Why would you do that? I said, oh my goodness. Then what's crazy is Zach told Fatima, he was like, you don't need to go to brunch with you can't have brunch with them ladies no more. They done got in your head that baby's mine and all that stuff. And she was like basically telling him he can't control her. But during that discussion, Fatima started talking about Zach Jr. and Zach want to name Karen's child Zach Jr. So I was like, they keep saying, I was like, so it's a boy, right? I said, I don't know if they talking hypothetical or what. But yeah, she tells him about Zach Jr. I said, see, it's certain stuff you shouldn't share with people. And this is some of it. Look, boundaries. Zach got a point. But Danny goes home and tells Tony that she gonna give therapy a try and everything. He's excited for. I'm waiting to see. I haven't heard him mention his kids or if them his kids. I'm guessing it is his kids, but he's supposed to be telling her you knew what it was when you signed up for it. Either deal with it or move on. I'm ready to see that because I want to see if she did not know or what. So everybody looked like they done got tipsy or drunk or whatever. Sabrina go ask Rich how many kids he wants. He said none. Then she asked him if he want marriage, and he said he don't believe in it no more. So why she said, oh, so you going to have a wife with no kids in the house? I said, lady, he just said he ain't want marriage. He ain't believe in marriage no more, and he didn't want no kids. Look, he dipped up out of there. What that SpongeBob means said, all right, I'm going to head out. But Rich don't want kids, and he don't believe in marriage anymore. And yeah, I wrote that down. So Rich said, all right, I'm going to head out. He's like, what he say, dog? I should have wrote it down. He said something, he left. And she in there in the bed, sleep. But Jordan receiving an endorsement from the mayor. And I was like, wait a minute. Doesn't Gary know the mayor? I said, I thought that was a part of his plan or something. Because he said he was going to go after Jordan or whatever. But it's revealed that they invited Fatima. Because that's when she got home. She was talking to Zach. And he was like, that's why they invited you. Because Karen wasn't there. Zach tries to kiss Fatima and she curves him. So that's when the discussion comes up. And Fatima told Zach that they need to have Karen get a DNA test and they both need to be there. I said, right. I said, now that I agree with. I don't agree with y'all over here discussing this about her, because that's just going to create problems within the friendship. But then again, it might not, because they showed Karen, look like Karen's with Sabrina and Andy. It look like Andy place, but I don't know. And they talking, so I'm guessing, I don't know if Karen knows about this yet, though. But yeah, I said, now this I agree with, because Karen can't be trusted. Now, and what's crazy is Zach talking about some, he know the baby is his. I said, since when? I guess because all them doggone DNA tests she done said she had did. I said, that's probably why. But for him to tell Zach that he's stupid if he thinks the baby is his. And I said, see, this going to continue. I said, not again. I said, come on now. It's 3 months later and they still arguing over the same thing. The same thing. Go on, get this DNA test out the way. Let them go to have it did or whatever. Wait, they can't. How they do it? I had seen the show where they show how they actually do it while the lady's pregnant or whatever to get the DNA test did. And I was like, I don't know. Y'all know that scene in the season 7 trailer where Karen's at Zach's door saying she had a DNA test did. So I don't know if that's her saying she had another one did, or if that's her saying, the past one in season 6, that's the one she talked about. I don't know. We got to wait and see. But a man that works for Gary, I'm assuming, obviously, comes in saying they got a problem, tells them about they thinking he's scamming people and all this other stuff. Gary says they can't get caught. Tells him to start shredding stuff now and everything. And Hayden ends up calling Gary, telling him the FBI, why was the FBI in my house looking for you or whatever. Then they show on next week's trailer, I think, is they gonna be there? Because Fatima telling Andy that Gary's being investigated by the FBI. And he's on the trailer saying how they're ungrateful. Well, he said Andy was ungrateful. The ungrateful B word would need to pick up the phone or something like that. And then the dude said she gonna be a problem. I said, wait a minute. She know. Ain't no way she know about it, right? Why is they saying is she gonna be a problem? What that mean? They did say that they supposed to be investigating her too, or no, not investigating her, but she might lose her job because of Gary. But that's it, y'all. Let me know down below what y'all thought of this episode. Stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the night and be safe.